The first major Steam sale of 2026 has arrived, so we sat down to compile the biggest and best deals on offer in the 2026 Steam Spring Sale. Games that will give you some bang for your buck and keep you entertained, at least until the summer sale rolls around. Let's kick things off with some great discounts on some of 2025's biggest games, and it doesn't get much bigger than Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. It may not be for everyone, but the lengths Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 goes to immerse you in its grounded medieval world are a marvel that's worth seeing even for its visuals alone. You can grab one of the best modern RPGs for just $29.99 and lose yourself in this historic fantasy for hundreds of hours. On the opposite side of the runtime spectrum, another record-smashing hit from 2025 will take you just about 9 hours to complete. Dispatch is on sale for 20% off at a new historic low of $23.99. Players will spend 8 episodes making story decisions, dispatching their ragtag group of reformed baddies to save a city, and fall in love with a charming cast. The modern version of the Telltale formula is alive and well here, meaning replays to see the other paths are a great selling point. But arguably the most replayable genre, the roguelike, saw a huge addition to the space in 2025 with Hades 2. Coming in with about double the size of the initial game, players will tackle runs into the depths of Hades and up to Olympus as Melanoe, with a mystical kit of weapons and witchy spells. You can grab this one for just $22.49. But as great as these games are, they're kind of old news. The last few months have had their own batch of stellar games to play, with some discounts worth checking out. The latest game from the creator of Binding of Isaac, Eugenics, takes the charmingly off-putting art style we all know to the tactics genre. Players will breed, raise, and build an army of cats to tackle a variety of strategic encounters, now for just $26.99. For Souls-like fans, 2026 has already seen the release of Nioh 3, a great addition to the genre and the Nioh series. Now featuring an open world, there's a whole lot more to play through in this third game, and you can pick it up for $62.99. For JRPG fans, Octopath Traveler 0 may have slipped through the cracks when it launched back in December of 2025. Taking the beautiful HD 2D art style of Square Enix to an RPG where players will spend most of the lengthy runtime rebuilding a destroyed town, Dark Cloud style, there's so much choice on offer in this turn-based adventure, coming in at a new historic low of $37.49. An underrated co-op game that hit late 2025 is also coming in at a new historic price of $19.49. Marvel Cosmic Invasion sees the team that brought us Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge enter the world of Marvel's cosmic universe, featuring loads of inspiration from the Marvel vs. Capcom series, from its character sprites to a unique tag assist system. This is one beat-em-up you gotta try solo or with a friend. But if you're looking for a more comedic co-op game, one of the breakout co-op titles of 2026 is Yap Yap, a wizarding game where you cast spells by speaking. For $7.99, you and your witch and wizard friends can engage in spellcasting debauchery for a nice discount. Let's keep going on the co-op train, because the genre has seen a bit of a renaissance in these recent years. Repo remains one of the most hilarious co-op prox chat games you can play on your game nights. For 30% off, $6.99, you may finally be able to convince your friends who haven't played it yet to pick it up and play with you. Peak is 38% off, coming in at $4.95, which is a great deal, not even $5. Play as a group of scouts crash-landed on an island, needing to manage your stamina and your friendships to try and make it out alive. On the more action side of the co-op spectrum, Helldivers 2 is still as great as it's ever been. Engaging in mech and bug warfare with your fellow Helldivers will have you embracing a power fantasy that's as silly and engrossing as it is explosive. And since it's only PvE combat, you don't need to worry about other players raining on your parade. But if you want that risk, or better yet, want to rain on players' parades, another one of 2025's breakout hits, Arc Raiders, is just $31.99. You can embark into this post-apocalyptic extraction shooter, get to cutting deals with other raiders for the sake of your loot, and have a truly great time alone. Cut from a similar cloth as Helldivers 2, you and your friends can play through a bombastic campaign set in the Warhammer universe, or spend hours mowing down impressively large hordes of enemies. But maybe you prefer to pick up some first-person shooters. Well, we've got you covered there too. The Borderlands spin-off Tiny Tina's Wonderlands is a no-brainer at a new historic deep discount of $5.99. Leaving behind the Mad Max aesthetic for a Dungeons & Dragons flared fantasy romp, fans of Borderlands humor will be right at home, either playing solo or with your co-op crew. Another new historic deep discount, Call of Duty Modern Warfare from 2019 is just $5.99. Dive into the rebooted Modern Warfare timeline with this critically acclaimed entry that still stands as a high point for the modern era of this classic shooter series. But if you want a more modern shooter, also hitting a new historic low of $41.99, Battlefield 6 is still one of the biggest shooters on the market right now, outselling Call of Duty Black Ops 7 and coming in as the best-selling game in the US for all of 2025. It's clear EA had a winner on its hands, and the Battlefield series is back after a very long time. For the single-player FPS fan, you can lose yourself in the dark post-apocalyptic world of Stalker 2: Heart of Chernobyl for just $41.99. But be warned, this is no Fallout. Stalker is punishing, and its lethal world is reflected in some truly brutal combat encounters. One of the best comeback stories of the genre is just $3.19. The Celebration Edition of EA's Star Wars Battlefront 2 is packed with tons of content. A bunch of your favorite heroes, maps from the Clone Wars era, the original trilogy, and the sequel trilogy. It's a must-have for any Star Wars fan. May the 4th is right around the corner. And in that vein, there's a lot of other games seeing big moments across all of pop culture later in 2026, so while we wait, you can kill some time in these great games for great discounts. How many times you watched that Doom Part 3 trailer? If you're like me, probably enough to realize it won't make December get here any faster, keeping it on loop. But for $29.99, you can pick up the survival MMO, Dune Awakening, and burn the whole year away before you even realize it. Get lost in the world of Arrakis, build up your base, uncover secrets on the map, and play with your friends to take control of the galaxy's most valuable resource, spice. Maybe you're watching the Spider-Man brand new day trailer on loop instead, and arguably the greatest take on Spidey in the world of gaming is 60% off. Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered is just $23.99, and in my opinion, it's worth every penny. Coming up soon on the calendar for the world of gaming, Saros is hitting PS5 in just about a month, but you can pick up the studio's most recent game, Returnal, for $23.99. Uncover sci-fi mysteries in this third-person bullet hell roguelike that plays great on mouse and keyboard. Saros may be a PS5 exclusive, but it is building off of Returnal's ideas. Remedy is also returning later in 2026 with Control Resonant, an action RPG in the Remedy gaming universe and a sequel to Control. So now's the best time to get prepared for the game with the one that really catapulted the team to new heights. Control Ultimate Edition is just $3.99 and includes all of the DLC expansions. It's a steal for how great this game looks and plays. 007 First Light is getting closer and closer, barring any other delays, and there's no better way to prep for that adventure than play IO Interactive's other iconic agent, 47. Hitman World of Assassination includes every level from the recent Hitman trilogy for $27.99. This is easily one of the best stealth games you can play right now. If you're jealous of the Nintendo Switch 2 owners losing their minds over Pokemon Pocopia, the good news is the team that made that game has a very similar title on sale right now. For $24.99, you can snag Dragon Quest Builders 2, a cutesy crafting game that shares a lot of DNA with Pokemon Pocopia. But unlike that viral hit, Dragon Quest Builders 2 also features some pretty fun combat in addition to its crafting. Now, of course, we can't forget the open world genre, and some of its staples are seeing great discounts as well. Red Dead Redemption 2 is 75% off, coming in at $14.99 for one of the most expansive, sweeping epics you can play, even all these years later. Fallout New Vegas is a measly 99 cents and is one of the highlighted deep discounts in the spring sale. If you're a fan of the TV series or you've yet to play a Fallout game, this one is a no-brainer at the price. Don't blink, or you'll miss another dozen free content updates. No Man's Sky is one of the most celebrated open world or open universe games out there. For $23.99, you can embark on a never-ending quest of space exploration. The original Dying Light is a fan favorite in the open world space. You'd have a hard time finding a game or series in the zombie survival genre with a more passionate fanbase than this. For a deep discount of $2.49, you can see where these fans fell in love to begin with. Or for $14.99, you can pick up the reloaded edition of Dying Light 2 Stay Human. This 2022 follow-up takes a lot of lessons learned from that initial cult classic and blows up the scope for a truly massive game. One of the best looking open world games I've run on my PC, Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora takes all the foundations of Ubisoft's Far Cry series and layers in the stunning flora and fauna of James Cameron's Avatar. A recent free update also finally added a third-person perspective to the game, and it really just makes it that much better. Pick it up for $19.49. Of course, we can't go through a Steam sale without mentioning Cyberpunk 2077, the true comeback king of the modern day. You can move into Night City for an entry price of $20.99 and have an experience that's changed plenty of other players' lives now that the game is closer to the promise that was initially pitched. Now why don't we end on some real great examples of bang for your buck, starting with a couple bundles you should check out. I know we all love The Witcher 3, but the whole Witcher trilogy is really worth your time, I promise. I made a whole video about it that's dropping soon. For $11.22, you'll get The Witcher Enhanced Edition, The Witcher 2 Assassins of Kings Enhanced Edition, and The Witcher 3. That's at least an additional 60 hours on top of the hundreds you'll get out of that third game. Hot off Resident Evil Requiem, the Raccoon City bundle, housing the remakes of Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, plus Resident Evil Resistance, is just $13.79. If you've never seen the origins of Leon S. Kennedy or met Jill Valentine, what are you waiting for? Baldur's Gate 3 might be the biggest bang for your buck game out there. If I could get into a CRPG, you absolutely can. With so many variations on how to play the game, where the story goes, and some unforgettable characters, you could spend all year playing this all-timer for just $44.99. For Metroidvania fans, Hollow Knight Silksong is the result of about 7 years of development time, and it shows, delivering one of 2025's biggest, best, and deepest additions the Metroidvania genre has ever seen. It can be yours for $15.99. And lastly, 2025's Game of the Year, Clair Obscur Expedition 33, is on sale for $39.99. Get enthralled in this creative world built by longtime fans of some of the greatest JRPGs ever made, taking turn-based combat to a new level, a cast full of characters with a heart-wrenching narrative. Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is still the full package. So there you have it. Those are our picks for the best discounts in the 2026 Steam Spring Sale. Be sure to let us know what deals you pick up that we did not mention and other games you'd recommend. But for now, thanks for watching. Enjoy your shopping spree, and for the latest in gaming, stay tuned to right here and over on GameRant.com. I'll see you next time.